many people have, including me, I guess, have blown your phone up after Jason Pierre-Paul took his own finger off, Ronnie?
A lot.
So what did you think about when you heard the news with Jason Pierre-Paul?
First thing I thought about is he's going to be in a lot of pain.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why you think about the pain is that most people, when they think of injuries, there's pain and then there's pain. And anytime you get hurt around the foot or the hand, the pain is much different. And so for him, the pain of going through the amputation, the pain of having it numb, and then having it become unnumb,
Mm-hmm.
and then the fact that when you go through all of that, there's just so much pain. And then the pain of learning how to play with it and learning how not to play with it and learning the things that you can do and the pains of struggling with it. And so all those pains, to me, are the things that make it really challenging. And I just go back to, when it happened to me, going to the doctor, the first time I had to go to the doctor, he looked at the finger and he said, okay, we're going to numb it so we can actually see what's broken, what do we have to take off, what do we have to do, the things that we're going to deal with. And I said, okay, fantastic. He numbed it. I couldn't feel it. But when it became unnumb, the sensation of going through that was one of the craziest things I've ever felt. And imagine the electricity of your hand being turned off. Imagine it being turned back on. Imagine the sensors. Imagine not only the sensors, but imagine the feel and the touch. It's the most, to me, it was one of the craziest things I've ever gone through, because when you numb your ankle, or if you numb your shoulder, or if you numb your knee, you don't have that sensation. And this is the one area where the nerve endings on your fingers it's amazing. It's really hard to explain, but I've met people and talked to people, and what's fascinating, if somebody's cut their toe off or they cut their finger off with a lawnmower or with a hatchet, you'll see them and they'll come up to you and they go, "Oh yeah, you're the guy," and you go, "Oh yeah, you're the guy."
Oh gosh!
The first thing you talk about the pain, and they go, "Oh, what? Yeah, that pain is amazing." And so you have that in common, and for him, I think that's the one thing that I think he's going to struggle with. And the other thing for him is that he'll be able to play with it, and he'll learn how to deal with it. But the moment of not seeing it, the moment of looking at your hand and looking down and realizing that you have that phantom, where you see your finger but you don't see it, and so there's a lot of things emotionally that he'll have to deal with, and he'll have to learn how to understand that it's not there, and understand that there are things that will play tricks on his mind.
Hall of Famer Ronnie Lott joining me here on the program. So just quickly walk me through 1986, you going through the decision to cut the tip of your pinky off surgically, Ronnie. What exactly did happen?
Yeah, for me, it was a pretty simple story. We played the Giants, and it was the last game of the year. Before that game, I'd had the finger smash against the Cowboys. We lost that game. Got to go in to see the doctor. That time was the third time that I've seen him, the third time that he had numbed my finger, the third time that I wanted to kill him. And so after going through that process, he says, "Look, I think we have to amputate the finger. Here's why." I said, "Well, really?" He goes, "Yes, really. These are the problems that you're going to have. I don't think that the bone is going to be able to heal itself. I don't think that you're going to be able to use that part of your finger again. And so I said, okay, fantastic. If you think that's the right thing, I go from that to then going through the process of saying, okay, now what? He goes, it's going to be 3 months before you can actually see it. You go 3 months without not seeing your finger. Through those 3 months of not seeing it, you are moving it. Your sensations are coming back. All of this is happening. And then they take it off. In my case, when they took it off, you look at your hand and you go, wait a minute, it's gone. And all the sensations of knowing that it was still there, it's still a part of your spirit, it's a part of who you are. And so, yeah, all of those things from it, I would say it lasts over a 6-month period. And then from that period, I was able to, you get back on the field, you're able to play. But yeah, emotionally, there are going to be some highs and lows for him, and I'll never forget this. The doctor was like, when he took off the bandage of my hand, he's like, "Oh man, it's going to look great. It's going to be exciting." And I said, "You really?" And he finally gets it off, and he goes, "How does it look?" And I'll never forget. I was sitting there going, "Man, that looks like E.T.'s head." So these things that you go through for him, especially in his case, it happened to me playing on the field. It happened to him. Can you imagine?
Right.
You don't think that's the last thing you're going to be. That's the last thing you're thinking about, is that's going to happen to you. And so I feel bad for him just because of how it happened and the way it happened. And it's an unfortunate injury, and it's a lesson for a lot of kids and a lot of folks out there that things can be dangerous, especially when you know that you're going to light something that could blow up.
Ronnie Lott, Hall of Famer, joining me here in the couple minutes I have left. Have you reached out to JPP or anyone in his camp, or have heard from anybody on that?
No. You know what? I think, look, I've had other athletes that have gone through something like this. They've reached out, and I've told them what I would tell him, and that is, man, it will get better. You will be able to function. Don't lose your spirit. Understand that that's not going to impede your greatness, and if anything, it's going to enhance your greatness, and you'll find yourself competing at a high level. And in his case, he will be another one that will find himself realizing that, with 9.5 or 9 fingers, that he can still go to the Pro Bowl.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.